Welcome to Sysrev, the first open access platform for document reviews. Today, I will give you a demonstration of Sysrev's unique and quite flexible capabilities. But first, a brief statement about our values and goals at Sysrev. As I said, Sysrev is the first open access platform for document reviews. To show our dedication to open access and transparency, public projects on Sysrev are and always will be free. Unlimited projects, unlimited reviewers, for free. In turn, public projects are completely transparent and have a dedicated, findable URL. Anyone can go to a public project and see which articles were reviewed and which data was extracted. The level of data that is recorded will become more clear later in this demonstration. That said, we understand that there are reasons that users may want to keep their research confidential. For instance, if the review includes proprietary or personal information. For those who wish to protect their research, we offer unlimited private reviews for just $10 a month. Before I show you how to start a Sysrev, let me show you a few mature examples. Sysrev Project 3588 is a project administered by the National Toxicology Program of the US NIH. The goal was to review the academic literature for specific information regarding a number of assay types. What you see on the screen is a project overview dashboard, which has a number of informative and interactive graphs. First and foremost, you can see how many articles have been uploaded and how many have been reviewed. At 57,000 articles, this is one of our biggest projects. As you can see, over 2,400 of the articles have been reviewed, nearly 500 have been included, and there are almost 290 conflicts. There is also a snapshot of recent progress. As you can see on the right, this project not only has a lot of articles, but they have also invited a lot of reviewers. Inviting reviewers to any project is as simple as sharing a link. That said, you can quickly see that some reviewers have put in a lot more work than others. Even more interesting, there appears to be quite a divergence in the inclusion-exclusion ratio of the reviewers. In particular, BIS and W appears to exclude a much higher proportion of the articles than the other reviewers. We can look at this phenomenon more closely using our analytics dashboard. The analytics dashboard shows a number of concordance graphs, including for specific labels, as well as for users. What you see here are specific metrics for the inclusion-exclusion label. As we saw in the previous graph, BIS and W is only 60% concordant with the other reviewers. Mind you that 50% is a heads-tail flip. At Sysrev, we want to make sure that reviews are more transparent, not only to the public, but to the administrators of said reviews. Seeing which reviewers or labels have the lowest concordance allows the administrators to take preventative measures, whether it's clarifying the definition for a specific label or reassigning articles that may have been poorly reviewed. By giving this type of insight, we hope to illuminate potential issues before it's too late. Back to the overview dashboard. As I scroll down, you will see the answer counts for each label category. For this particular project, they created the label categories, key characteristics, assay specified, hallmarks, organisms, publication type, and type of study. What you then see below are the counts for each label category. As I will show later in this demonstration, Sysrev allows the utmost flexibility when creating label definitions. But first, let's start diving into what we mean when we say that Sysrev is completely transparent. If I click on any bar for a specific label, say K3 alters DNA repair or causes genomic instability, the link takes me to a list of articles that have been given the K3 label. The link above is shareable, as label type is one of the many filters that we provide on the left. On the right, you'll see each article and the reviewers of that article. As you can see for the first article, it appears that the reviewers disagreed on inclusion. If I click on the article, sure enough, I'll see that Julia Nanani did not include the article, whereas Olga Dagrushin did include the article and ascribed a number of labels to that article. If I go back to the second article, I will see a different type of disagreement, wherein both reviewers included the article, but they disagreed about which labels could be ascribed. Not only that, they disagreed which type of study the article referred to. If I once more go back to the overview dashboard, I can see the articles that have conflicts. This is also available as a filter. Giving insight into conflicts and resolutions is another area where Sysrev allows more transparency into how a review was conducted. There are a number of ways that users can export their data. Like most solutions, we offer a group or consensus export, which only includes the final label ascribed to each particular article. We also, however, offer a user's answers, which will include every label ascribed by every reviewer to every article, including conflicts and resolutions. Before I show you how to create your own Sysrev, allow me to show a few more examples, albeit in much less detail, simply to show the diversity of projects that Sysrev supports. First is Project 19222, Financing Health Worker Education. This project is being conducted by a researcher at the World Health Organization. As you can see, they are paying particular attention as to why particular articles were excluded, as well as to the geographic location that was the focus of each article. Next is actually a number of reviews being conducted by GESI, the Global Evidence Synthesis Initiative on Human Evidence in Conflict and War. Since our users can have unlimited projects, they created a calibration exercise in order to orient their reviewers as to the precise inclusion-exclusion requirements, as well as to the precise definitions for each label type. The final project I'd like to show you is Project 3509, which is actually a part of a Coursera course on evidence-based toxicology being taught by the Johns Hopkins Center for Alternatives Animal Testing. In this course, students are taught how to use literature and systematic review methodologies and apply it to toxicology-based research. As a free solution, Sysrev is a great resource for teachers. While I could go on forever about the great research being conducted on Sysrev, it's time to show you how to create your own. Once you make an account, creating a project is quite simple. Simply type in a project name and click Create. As you can see, we tend to always create the same projects in demonstration, Angry Bees. You'll see why shortly. Once a project has been created, users are automatically redirected to the Sources or Import dashboard. Users can also return to this screen at any time by clicking the Manage button. Sysrev currently supports 5 import mechanisms, the most versatile of which, and unique to Sysrev, is uploading PDFs. We call this the most versatile because it allows researchers to upload any type of document, including abstracts and full articles, or even images or technical readouts. To utilize this mechanism, simply drag and drop or upload a zip file containing the PDFs you wish to review. For uploading abstracts, Sysrev supports a wider variety of file types. Users can upload an EndNote XML, an RIS or RefMan file, or a .txt containing PubMed IDs. As you can see, RIS files allow us to support a number of exports from reference and citation managers, including Scopus, IEEE Xplore, EndNote, Zotero, and many more. Last but not least, and also unique to Sysrev, users can search PubMed from directly within the Sysrev application. This is why we use Angry Bees as our example. Simply type your search query, and Sysrev will automatically search PubMed for articles. As you can see, it found 5 articles on Angry Bees, which is nice and easy for a demo. A few quick notes. Users are able to upload as many as 50,000 documents in a given import. Additionally, users are permitted an unlimited number of imports per project. In this way, projects on Sysrev can be as large as you need. Multiple imports is also how we support living reviews. Secondly, users are able to use the same complexity of search terms within Sysrev as they can in PubMed, as shown here with Project 3144. Finally, our goal at Sysrev is to support any type of document review for any discipline. To that end, keep an eye out for future updates as we build direct integrations with new databases, as we've done here with PubMed. Back to the demo. Simply click Import and users are automatically directed to the articles page. Once the articles have been imported, it's time to start reviewing. As you can see, the only default label given to each project is the inclusion-exclusion label. Not to worry, Sysrev gives its users the utmost flexibility in creating label types. To create more labels, simply go to Manage and Label Definitions. Users are able to create a number of label types and an infinite number of labels per project. Users can make Boolean true-false labels, category labels with predefined choices, or string labels, which allow the users to enter any response. let's create a category label for our Angry Bees project. Let's say I was curious, what were the bees feeling? Angry, sad, happy. I can require that reviewers must answer a question. I can require that reviewers must agree on the specific label given to the article, or else it creates a conflict. And I can also deem a label to be inclusion criteria, which means that the reviewer must select that label for an article to be included. Let's save the label and go back to our review. The review screen shows me my title and abstract, or a full document if the PDFs were uploaded, as well as the two label definitions on the left. Let's say I want to try to include this article, but I say that the bees were happy, which was not my inclusion criteria. Sysrev is going to show me an error or conflict. I can still save this article and move on in case I want to clarify something with my team lead and not waste time, but it will be recorded as a conflict. If I come back later and say that the bees are angry, which was my inclusion criteria, Sysrev no longer shows a conflict. Once I save, I'm automatically given the next article. But first, let me go back to the articles. Just like before, you will see a record of the review on the given article, as well as the specific labels that were ascribed. This information is also immediately shown on the overview dashboard. There is one more functionality I'd like to show you, and for that, let's return to project 3588. As I scroll down, take a look at the prediction histogram on the left. What you see here is a machine learning model that continuously runs in the background of Sysrev. What it does is predict whether or not a given article will be included. The graph is a little distorted right now, but that's because only 2,400 of the 57,000 articles have been reviewed. If I deselect unreviewed articles, a clearer picture emerges. The red bar shows the count of the number of excluded articles and the percent chance that Sysrev predicted they would be included. The green bars are the counts for the included articles. As you can see, the system isn't perfect, but it does allow the possibility of significant time savings if utilized. Users are able to filter articles based on the model's predictions. Say, only show me articles that have a greater than 30% chance of being included. If we reselect the unreviewed articles, we can see that over 20% of the remaining articles have less than a 2% chance of being included. Given the amount of time it takes to review each article, this represents a significant potential time savings. Finally, allow me to show you the other way Sysrev uses machine learning, and that's on the back end of literature reviews. Let's go back to project 3144. This was a project wherein reviewers were paid 50 cents per article to find genes in text. The goal was to train a natural language processing model to recognize genes in literature. Once the review was done, we did just that. You can see how in greater detail on our blog, quickly shown here. Once we trained the model, we put it to use. Which Genes Matter is a simple web app we built with the NLP model. In this app, I can enter any search term, and the app will search through PubMed and find me the genes most associated with that term. Let's see it in action. If I type longevity, it immediately begins to read and analyze PubMed. After a few seconds, a chart appears of the genes most commonly associated with the term. As expected, we see IGF-1 and SIRT1 near the top of the list. As another quick example, let's search for breast cancer. Again, as expected, we see HER2, BRCA1, and BRCA2 near the top of the list. In this way, we can help our partners develop actionable applications using models trained on the data extracted from their reviews. In some cases, we can even automate the entire review task, albeit with a fair amount of effort from both parties. That said, we are always happy and excited to discuss such possibilities. I hope you have enjoyed this demonstration of Sysrev, and I have convinced you of its incredible flexibility. As I said at the beginning, public projects on Sysrev are and always will be free. We hope to support open access and transparency in all facets of research. However, we are happy to support our partners who require confidentiality. Either way, we believe Sysrev can support your research, and thank you for listening.